Today we're going to deal with some bad bushings. Specifically this one. So I had to pull my gas tank out because I had a leak. And in the process I noticed that this one in particular, but I mean the rest of them are all good I guess, but let's see. That one's starting to tear. I mean these bushings they have to be 30, let's see, at this point 32 years old. So we're gonna try to cut them out, burn them out, whatever works, and then install some nice fancy, where are they at? Oh, there's some gktech solid rear end bushings. Although this could be a mistake. The car already rides pretty stiff. I've had a lot of people warn me. I say a lot, but one person has solids and he loves them, and then 2 other people were like, no thank you, we're getting old for this. So we're going to try to cut them out, do whatever we got to do. Pretty sure I have to cut this extra collar for these. I'm going to look it up, but we shall see. I'm sure you're concerned about what comes in the box, or maybe not concerned, so we're going to go over it together. We've got stickers, which everybody appreciates. How to, well, obviously just go to YouTube. And then some washers and pictures of VQ cars. And there's a note that says, let's see if we can get it to focus here. These bushings are to be fitted from the bottom of the subframe to the top, meaning the larger lip will be on the bottom. So install from the bottom of the car up. And then 4 of their bushings. Just a solid piece of aluminum that looks like a revolver. I had some motor mounts like this one time and it was atrocious. But these are for the rear end, so a lot less vibration than in the motor. Hopefully all the plastic won't be plasticking. But here we go. Here's a quick tip. If you're trying to get all this done in the same day, go ahead and put your bushings in the freezer. That way they can shrink up a little bit and go in a little easier. I think it's like 12 hours roughly. So if you're trying to do them same day, just go ahead and throw them in the freezer as soon as you get them, and then you can do whatever with them when you're ready. And to give myself a false sense of hope, I'm going to start with the worst one, because it looks like it's probably going to be easier to get out. We're going to try a few different things, but hopefully it'll help in the long run. So after a couple attempts with the chisel, I just gave up and decided to use my Sawzall with the carbide blade. You can see here at the start, I'm cutting the lip at the top first because it's very narrow, and then I'm moving into the inner part of where the bushing goes. You have to be really careful, especially using this blade, because the spot is very thin and you will cut all the way through. So you just kind of want to take your time, just get it just enough to where you can chisel it out the rest of the way after cutting it a little bit, because otherwise you'll just cut right through your subframe and then you've got a whole other problem. After getting the old bushing out and the sleeve, you want to kind of go in with a lighter grit sandpaper. That way any rust or spots that you nicked with the chisel, sawzall, whatever, it's nice and smooth. That way when you put the new bushing back in, it goes in pretty easy and you don't have to fight it. This ended up being the quickest way for me to take them out. I just didn't really feel like burning them out, so I just left the torch alone. Just a little bit of elbow grease and some hard work. They came out pretty easy. I think this whole section took about, I think it took about 8 minutes to get these two out. So I think the first one probably took twice that length. But like I said, after you get the first one out, the rest of them go super quick. It's actually pretty simple. The front two, the two closest to the front of the car, they do have a plastic center sleeve, I guess you could call it, about halfway down. If you're using a chisel, it might be a little bit difficult when you get to that point because it's a little bit extra hardness. But with a sawzall, it's no big deal. It cuts right through. Look at that, nice and frozen. Let's see if we can get it fit.